What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. It is the week of UFC 281, Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira. We're going to talk about the press conference that happened earlier, the UFC 281 pre-fight presser. I decided not to do a stream at 6 just because, the press conference was going on and I really didn't feel like streaming the press conference, but I did watch it. Not much to talk about. We'll talk about the press conference. All my UFC 281 prediction videos are out as of yesterday. So you guys know who I'm picking in every single fight, from Aaron Blanchfield to Molly McCann. Aaron Blanchfield versus Molly McCann up the card. And we're going to talk about those predictions. We're going to talk some Adesanya Pereira. There's a couple things that I forgot to mention in the video, which I covered in a comment, but it is what it is. But we got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to be probably streaming every day the rest of the week. I'll probably stream tomorrow night. I'll definitely be streaming Friday. We'll go over my full card predictions, every fight that I did not do a prediction video for. I'm going to go over that on Friday. We'll be doing I call it the pre-fight stream. Friday night before every pay-per-view, we always do like a 2-3 hour stream, digesting everything that's happened at the press conference, the weigh-ins, all that good stuff. Has any predictions changed? Have any thoughts changed on any of the fights? And I'll go over my entire main card fights, which I actually still got to make my main card prediction, my full card predictions. Right now, I just have all my predictions from my videos. I don't even have those entered in on Tapology. I'll enter them in here shortly. But yeah, and you guys throw whatever questions you want in the chat. Since I jumped on a little bit later, we're gonna be doing a longer stream because I was thinking about streaming tonight for a second time after the live chat, which we didn't do because of the presser. So I'm probably gonna hang out for maybe 2 hours tonight. We'll see. But my favorite time to stream is the weeks of big pay-per-views, because there's so much to talk about. I'm sure there might be other news that I probably missed or something along those lines that you guys can fill me in on. I was thinking about streaming last night, but then I said, you know what? I'm probably going to be streaming the rest of the week. So I'm going to take yesterday off. I didn't have any videos to do yesterday. My predictions were all done. I said, you know what? I'm not messing with YouTube at all yesterday. So I took yesterday off, and now I'm here. We're going to talk about all your guys' questions. Do me a favor if you have not already. Like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. I had something in my mouth there. But like the stream. Subscribe to the channel. We are almost to 6,000 subscribers finally. We are at 5,831. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. But regardless, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. If Umar Nurmagomedov was matched up against Aljo right now, who would you pick to win? That's very interesting. Because I'd probably pick Aljamain Sterling just because we haven't seen Umar against elite competition. But I am very high on Umar Nurmagomedov. But again, we don't have the history of him fighting elite competition yet. But I like the way he matches up with Aljamain because he has very good grappling, but he's also a very good striker. I think he's a better striker than he is a grappler. So I could totally see Umar stuffing the takedowns and outstriking him on the feet. But I'd go with Aljo just based on experience and what we have, the sample size of him against the elite competition. What's up, Mukhtar? Thank you for the compliment on my shirt. I wear this every once in a while. I got a couple SpongeBob shirts, so thank you. Hey, Joey, thank you for saving us all from the MMA holes. Ugh. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't watch that. Carla got booed out of the presser. I did see that. Nobody likes Carla as champion. I kind of feel bad for her. But it gave me some satisfaction. That last fight deserves to be booed. I love your videos. Thank you, Blast Fight Life. I appreciate your kind words. I'm glad you're enjoying the videos. I really do appreciate it. And I'm glad that you are enjoying it. Okay, what is that? All right. They really need to ban any reporter who asks the dumbest effing things to fighters. Dude, I'm with you. The dumb motherfucker that said, Hey, Adesanya, you're the last leg of our parlay. Like, how confident should we be? Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, if I was there, I'd have gave him the Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington restaurant treatment. If I heard that dumb fucking question leave his lips, oh my, he would have been suing me. He'd have been in witness protection right now. Dumbass questions. And then I think it's the same guy who said, Dustin, Michael, I'm going to bet my bottom dollar this fight isn't going to a finish. Who's going to knock who out? Somebody slap this motherfucker. Like seriously, ban that guy from the presser. Those are two of the dumbest, stupidest fucking questions I've ever heard in my entire life. And I literally want to smack the shit out of that guy. I literally want to smack the living shit out of him. I would give anything to ask some questions at that presser. And you got this dumb motherfucker asking, who's going to knock who out? Huh? Are you going to knock him out or is he going to knock you out? What a dumb question. And hey, man, you're the last leg of our parlay. How confident should we be? Who approves these guys? Who's letting these guys in? When I heard that shit, I was driving listening to the presser. When I heard that shit, I literally got enraged. And I don't get mad at all. I was super annoyed. I'm like, what is this guy doing? What an embarrassment. His family should be ashamed of him. Where do you come up with those questions? How long ago did you know you were going to be at this presser? You couldn't ask a decent question. And I know at the same time, the different pressers and different questions are kind of mundane. How do you get it done? How confident are you? But to ask those dumbass questions, why are you even wasting our time? I'd rather the press conference be over. I'd rather the press conference be over than some dumbass reporter who doesn't even belong there. Hey, man, who's going to knock who out? If you guys know who that is, let me know, because that guy should be ashamed of himself. I'm like, I literally can't believe that this guy, how is he even allowed there? Get me there. I would have asked a decent question. And this guy's just wasting questions on the dumbest shit. Super annoying. NKS432, thank you for the $2 super chat. College Fund Bound Soy Boy donated chump change. Thank you, NKS, for the chump change. I appreciate it, even though you are a soy boy. Thank you, NKS. And Patty Mills, thank you for the $5 holla. Who gives these dude media credentials? I think whoever's giving them media credentials needs to be fired. I'm wondering if the UFC somehow sells these media credentials. Like, that guy must have paid to get in there. He doesn't belong there. Shame on the UFC for allowing these idiots there. It's just a waste of everyone's time. Like, why do I even have to hear that dumbass question? Why do the fighters have to hear those dumbass questions? I'd just rather the presser be over. And I'm not a big fan of the pressers regardless. I watch them just in case something intriguing happens. I know a lot of people like he said this and the psychology behind this and that. Shit's just annoying, guys. It's so annoying. Like, who are these people? Where do they come from? How are they employed? Somebody needs to get me media credentials. I swear I would ask way better questions. And I get it. They're all kind of, no matter what you ask, they're all kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of corny. But I would have asked something like, maybe ask Adesanya. Not that this is a great question, but I would have said something to Adesanya like, when you lost to Alex Pereira years ago, is this a fight you want it back in the future? Is this something you ever thought, okay, this guy may come over to MMA? I'd ask him something like that. Or, if you look down the division, who do you see as a potential title challenger outside of Alex Pereira right now? I would have said, do you think Alex Pereira actually deserves a title shot? Or do you think he was gifted it based off of your guys' prior history? Any of those questions would have been just fine. I'm not saying they're excellent. Even, hey, Israel Adesanya, at the last presser at UFC 276, Sean Strickland says, you're having your way with yourself to anime porn. Is that true? Is there any validity to that? That would have been a better question. But these cornballs, who's going to knock who out? Oh, that's the greatest question. How long did it take you to come up with that? That was super intelligent. I can't wait to hear the response. Izzy showed it about as much respect as he should. He just shit on him a little bit. Dumbest questions ever. Billy, thank you for the $2 super chat. Who asked Whaley when she's fighting Ngannou? I didn't even hear that one. Maybe I was just so baffled by the other dumbass questions, that I didn't hear that one. I must have missed that one. Hate the body language experts. Oh my God. The people like, oh, the psychology of this. I think the way he answered this and like that and blah, blah, blah. And this and that. I think he's really intimidating. Thank you, Patty Mills, for the $5 donation. Another $5 donation. Thank you guys for the super chats. I greatly appreciate you. Another full send reporter. Was that a full send reporter? The UFC is the laughing stock with this shit. They're a laughing stock. Why are they allowing these people to cover the sport? They said, you know what? We want to make UFC uniforms. We want to make fight kits because we don't want to look corny with all these advertisements all over them. And then as soon as they take the advertisers away, sponsors from the fighters, they add a bunch of their own sponsors, making it look corny yet again. They plaster the entire octagon floor with ads, okay? And then they let these people with such low intelligence spouting nonsense that's just a waste of everyone's time get in there. If I wasn't an MMA fan, okay, and I tuned into that, and I heard, and let's say I tuned in right at those questions, I'd be like, yeah, this is a freak show. This is a circus. I'm not watching this shit. This is a bunch of goofballs. This is for the uneducated. I'm not watching this corny ass shit. That's the dumbest question I ever heard in my entire life. So I think it hurts the sport. Maybe not all that much, but it's still just, who's thought of this shit? That guy wrote that down somewhere and said, oh, I can't wait to ask this. Dude, you had like 30 minutes before it was your turn, and that's the best you could come up with. I would have been better off saying, Izzy, what do you make of all the speculation online that your titty grew back? Is that a fair assessment? Did your titty grow back? Do you still claim that it's from marijuana use? Have you seen any more doctors about this since the first time the titty popped up? That'd have been a better question, Asking John Anik, where's Dana White at? That would have been a better question. Dude is really asking about betting? Betting? Yeah, of course they're going to say, bet on me. I'm going to win. Dumbest shit ever. I wish I could smack that guy. If someone could find me that guy, if I saw him in the grocery store, I swear I'm sucker punching him Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington style. I hate that shit. I can't stand that shit. Everything Izzy says is cringe and sounded like he practiced it. I didn't really feel like anything he said today was cringe. Maybe I just wasn't paying close attention because I was driving and listening to it. But I just felt like he was normal for the most part. I didn't feel like he even talked that much. But maybe I missed something. What's up, French fries? Joey, I think a lot of heights got exposed during the face-offs. Izzy isn't 6'4" and Chandler isn't 5'8". No way. I didn't even watch the face-offs. So I had it audio only on playing. What's up, Joey? Always love your shows. Thank you, Fletch. I appreciate you. JJ Smoke, what's up? Adios, French fries. I'll see you back in a little bit. What's up, Dabrowski? Also, Joey, I think the UFC fell off a bit when they don't show the pay-per-view buys anymore. Press conferences are lame and you don't feel hyped for the cards as much as we used to. Casuals probably stopped caring. Fell off because they stopped showing, because they don't show pay-per-view buy. Who cares about pay-per-view buys? And people, maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't think anyone cares about pay-per-view buys. Every once in a while, there's some leaked fake number that has no real validity to it. It has no real source, and then people run with it. Like I remember everyone was telling me UFC 270 only sold 150 or whatever it was. It might have been 200,000. I don't remember what the actual number was. Sold this many pay-per-views. There's no real information based on that. That was completely made up, and people were running with that shit. But I don't think, why is us as fans? I certainly don't care about the pay-per-view buys. I don't get a cut of that shit. I don't care about pay-per-view buys. Why would that stop people from being hyped? So you're going to have to explain me that one. Don't mind me just lurking. Thank you, Jungle Mania. Appreciate you and appreciate you being a member. Good to take a break once in a while. Yep. What's up, Blaze One Sports? Appreciate you. If Alex P wins, I feel like he won't be champ long. Any good wrestler could probably finish him. Oh, for sure. For sure. If he wins, I think he'll get out wrestled. He'll lose he would lose to Marvin Vettori right now. Also, Aljo is huge compared to Umar. That is very true. What's up, GOAT? America has the worst champs. The Russians and Chinese fighters were both cheered in America. Yeah, I also think America's not as nationality loyal, if that makes sense. Like, I don't care what nationality a fighter is. If I like them, I like them. Where other countries, I guess because, I don't know, some countries are poor or they don't have as much opportunity. When they see one of their guys, they're like, yes, I'm rooting for him no matter what. So I think it's a little bit different. Zhang got the biggest reaction out of anyone. I was surprised. I think Weili Zhang's pretty popular. Yeah, blatantly stupid questions. Also Frankie too. Yeah, well, it's Frankie's retirement fight. His home state's New Jersey. We love some Joey rants. Thank you, NKS, again for the super chat, and as well as you, Patty. Thank you for the super chats. Going towards my pay-per-view and my new PC that I'm going to be getting hopefully by the end of the year. So thank you guys for the donations. Hey, Joey, nice shirt. Thank you, Amari. I appreciate you. Izzy was frozen like Elsa at that presser. I don't really think Izzy really was great or bad or anything. Bro, I swear I can sense you're live. Like, I get notifications at all, but hardly check my phone. But every now and then I'm like, I bet Joey's live streaming. I'm glad you're here, my friend. If anyone is here and they have not yet liked this stream, we have 54 people in the chat. We have 10 likes. If you could do me a favor and like the stream. And also, if you're just lurking out there, just so I know you're here, make sure you send a $50 super chat, okay? So I know that way I just know you're here, all right? I'm kidding, obviously. The dude with the pearl necklace trying to dress like Izzy, I didn't even see that. The body language experts read that. What's the best promotion after the UFC? It's hard to say, man. It's really hard to say. As far as entertainment value, for me personally, what I've seen, but I haven't watched all of it, is probably one. But they're doing horribly, like, financially from all the reports, the financial reports. So it's hard to say. The face-off was good. Dana slips media in like Jones slips in needles. Probably. Whatever can help him get the most promotion possible. That's what he cares about. Thank you for the $2, NKS. Greatly appreciate you. The face-off was good. Which face-off was good? Like, literally, it almost seems like intentionally don't prepare and hopes to sound stupid. Yeah, I'd be embarrassed. If that guy worked for me, he'd be fired. How do you feel about Alex saying he's going to show he is a complete fighter? I think he just said that. I don't really think that means anything. He's going to go out there and strike. He's not going to grapple. That MFer who asked Izzy, what's something you're proud about no one knows? With laughing faces. That was just such a dumb question. I'd forgive Adesanya if he turned into a snooze fest after this conference. He might have just checked out after these questions. Dumbest questions. Dabrowski, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you with the fist emoji. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Dabrowski, longtime supporter, longtime member, and longtime donator. Appreciate you. And a great member in the Discord. Thank you, Dabrowski. I really do appreciate you. And thanks for being an awesome member of the community. We have disagreements, but they're always fun disagreements, you know? You can take a joke, too. Where was I at here? I'd forgive... Okay, already read that. Hey, man, I've been following the channel since the beginning of the year. My question is, if Izzy gets KO, does he deserve an immediate rematch? Yes. He's been the long-time champion. I know people are going to bring up the kickboxing fights. But first off, let's say you don't want to give Izzy the rematch. What else do you do? You're not going to give Izzy the rematch. He's been a dominant champion. You're going to give these guys that Izzy clearly beat. So then they beat Pereira, and then they potentially put Izzy right back as champion again. Let Izzy and Pereira fight it out again. Izzy kept it cool today when he got told, Alex, you have bragging rights, so talk your shit, gave me goosebumps. I've nothing out of UFC press conferences ever given me goosebumps, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Close to the fight in all seriousness, I'm scared of Alex. Okay. I'm scared for Easy. Alex is a monster of, I'm not sure what that means, but all right. To be honest, Alex was the only fighter who tried to do some trash talk and sell something other than they were just there for free food. Do they even give food away there? Izzy was like nothing in the presser, was like, no, come on now. We're being a little, we're overanalyzing it too much. I think them being there is just a formality. It's just like they're at work. They don't want to be there. They want to go home. They're cutting weight. They want to go train. They want to be prepared. They definitely don't want to answer stupid questions from full send reporters who are god awful and don't even deserve to be there. And you know, some people are like, oh, they got to sell the fight at the presser. Oh, why don't you guys shove each other? For me personally, and I know I don't speak for everyone, this is for me personally, that shit does nothing for me. Nothing. Do I like some, you know, is it fun to have a high-level fight with a little animosity and a little bit of fun jabs at the press conference? Yes. But forced animosity, I think is corny as hell. I'd rather just nothing but respect than weird forced animosity. NKS, thank you for the $5 super chat. Not 281, but Pollyanna said Colby got annoyed when he asked her to slip a finger in, but she said no. Like, what were they doing at that time? I wonder how true it is, but if so, that's hilarious. That was a great super chat. That was a great use of your $5 right there. So Colby likes things up his ass, is what you're saying, and that's what she's saying. I guess Colby, he's in witness protection. I guess he's got to have some fun. I don't know. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. But I wonder if that's gonna force him to come out of witness protection or not. Holy shit. Patty Mills, thank you for the $50 donation. Oh my God. I'm trying to give you a decent reaction for that. Holy shit. I think this is like the third or fourth time maybe I got a $50 donation. Thank you, Patty. Patty says, Joey, big time now. I really do appreciate you. I feel like I owe you something now. $50 super chat. The biggest super chat I ever got, I think, was $300. But $50, man, that's a lot of money. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the support. The fact that we get on here multiple times a week and have fun, educated MMA discussion in depth. I mean, I couldn't enjoy it anymore. And the fact that I can make money off of doing something I love and creating a community where we all have a good time, honestly. For the most part, all of us have a good time. It's just awesome to me. So thank you so much for your $50 super chat. Patty Mills is the absolute man. He says I'm big time now. He says I'm big time. Next thing you know, dude, we're going to be at 20,000 subs. Next thing you know, we're going to be at 50,000 subs. It might take a year, 2 years, 3 years. Next thing you know, we're going to be at 100,000 subs. And I'm going to remember all the guys who are always here for the chats, for the live streams, watching the videos, commenting on them, and sending donations. I'm going to remember that 100%, and I'm always going to try to be reading those questions. I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot. Thank you so much. $50 is a lot of money. You worked hard for that. And the fact that you enjoy the channel so much, you're willing to share it with me. I can't say anymore, man. I can't say anymore. I don't know what else to say, but I really do appreciate you. Everybody thank Patty in the chat, man. Everybody thank Patty in the chat. He's the absolute man. Thank you for the $50 super chat. What else can I say? What do you want me to tell you? I love you at this point? Is that what you want? Thank you, man. I appreciate you. The donations today are just nonstop. I mean, are they ever going to stop today? By the way, Joe Rogan is not motivational. All right. In his or in hers, asking for a friend. Supposedly in his is what I've heard. Most people buying the events aren't even watching the pressers. I agree. I changed my pick here, and Chandler says he wants to win this time. I can back him. Will he go out there and be crazy anyway? Probably. Yes, he will. He's not going to wrestle. Again, I'm scrolling by it, so I just have to say thank you, Patty Mills. Patty Mills. Patty. Adams endorsing what Colby likes. Hey, everyone's got their own preferences. This guy right here, oh, he's hurt. Patty the GOAT. Patty, you the man. He just paid for your whole pay-per-view. What a guy. Pretty close. Pretty close. What a guy. What a guy. Big supporter of the channel. Long-time supporter of the channel. And I really do appreciate that. If Joey were a gamer, he just got God of War. We're a gamer, he just got God of War. Oh, I see what you're saying. I would have bought it. I'm thinking about eventually getting into doing some gaming streams. You know, I want to start another YouTube channel eventually. I just don't have the time right now. Might have to make Patty a moderator soon. I may very well. I wish I had it like that where I can just help out like that. You are a hard-ass worker, working full-time and doing the channel, coming from a fellow hard worker. I respect it 1,000,000%. It's not easy. Thank you, my friend. I can't say it enough times. I appreciate the support, man. It's going to be going towards my pay-per-view. It's going to, every dollar I've made on this channel, I am reinvesting into the channel. Okay. That's my plans. By the end of the year, I'm going to buy, as long as I can find the right one, I'm going to buy a PC, whether I have to build it, whether I get a pre-built. I want to buy a really nice PC. And thank you for your donation. It will be going towards that and my pay-per-view and whatever else things for YouTube. Patty sends a $50 super chat. Non-motivational Rogan leads back, pops his eyes. Yeah, this is, if Rogan saw that super chat right now, he'd be like leaning back in his chair like, oh, Thug wrote. Now he'd be like, no, that's DC. I'm sorry. Rogan be leaning back with his eyes popping out right now if he saw the $50 super chat. And then DC would be saying, Patty Mills, Patty Mills, Patty Mills. Similar to Thug Rose, Thug Rose, Thug Rose. You get the point. Dope Patty. Thank you, Patty. Do you agree when people say UFC 217 was the best card of all time? I mean, it was a damn good card. Best card of all time is a little bit steeped. A little bit steep. I don't know about that. 194 was really good, too. 275 was amazing. Patty the Batty. Patty Mills is name from the NBA Spurs, or I'm confused. I have no idea. Ulberg versus Nikolai. I think I'm leaning Ulberg. So, I think I'm leaning Ulberg, but I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. We're going to go over all the picks on Friday. I'm going to do another stream on Friday. So, I'm going to think about my picks. I'm going to go through the card and make all my picks. Right now, I have most of them figured out. I mean, I already did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8 videos. So let me make sure I have those locked in. That's locked in. That's locked in. That's locked in. I'm looking at my topology right now. Yerp. So I just gotta pick a few more fights, decide, and then I'll be good to go. But I'm leaning Ulberg there. But I got to dig into that one deeper. The strawberry cheesecake is fire. Okay. I just imagine you eating it in your messy room. Let's effing go. Joey, how's your Wednesday? My Wednesday has been great. It's been great. How has yours been, Derek? I got a nice 360 I could sell you if you ever live in Chicago. Yeah, I'm never going to be in Chicago. So, and I'll have a computer long before then, but I appreciate the offer. If Alex goes in there and shoots a takedown, I'll ship bricks. I mean, I just don't think that's very likely. I think he's going to pressure. I think he's going to look to land that left hook. I think he's going to look to set up traps. I think he's going to be feinting quite a bit. He's not going to shoot a takedown. It's not going to happen at all. Yuri versus Glover, probably the best fight ever. It's one of the best for sure right now. But I think it's like the recency biased. But right now, it's my favorite fight. I mean, that fight was insane. So many momentum swings. So much on the line. I can't think of a fight that was crazier than that. The entire fight was crazy. And the fact that you have Yuri, who's being full mounted in the 5th round, with like 45 seconds to go, looking like he's about to get TKO'd, to then end up in a rear naked choke. I mean, imagine you pause it at like 34 seconds left in the 5th round. And Glover has him full mounted. And You're like, this ends in a Yuri Prohaska rear naked choke. You would never believe it. So the fact that that ended up happening was straight up shocking. Straight up shocking. But, I don't think, and one reason I was kind of against the rematch is I don't feel like it's going to, there's no way it can live up to the original fight. UFC 275 was incredible. It was incredible, and it's going to be hard to beat that first fight. But it's still an interesting stylistic matchup. Either guy can win that fight for sure. Can't believe this granny's still champion. I'm not sure what that means, granny. Bro, my room clean as F right now. I hope so. I'll probably ship bricks anyway. My diet is shit. There you go. Worried Chandler comes out wrestle heavy early for once and subs Poirier. Maybe banks an easy decision. Chandler doesn't have the stamina to wrestle for 3 rounds. And it's not like he has amazing submission offense. He has good submission defense. I don't think even if he wins the first round with his wrestling, he's not going to be able to keep that up. I don't believe he'll be able to keep that up. If Pereira beats him and they interview Israel first, I'm going to flip a shit. They did that with Jan. Did they do that? I don't remember that. That's a good catch, I guess. I missed that. Moreno versus Figgy 1 was good, like Yuri versus Glover 2. Yeah. I don't know if it was that good, though. I don't know if it was that good. Jacob Huffman, thank you for the $2 super chat. He's hurt equals he absorbed a strike. Joe sucks. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this the other day, and some people are really butthurt about this. Joe Rogan used to be my favorite commentator guy. He's completely checked out. The commentary, the quality of it, has fallen off an absolute cliff. It's just too many. My nose and my eyes are itching. My nose is itching. My mustache is itching. Sorry, guys. But the fact that Joe Rogan sounds like a soundboard at this point, and he's more interested about giving reactions to the camera than anything else. And now we're to a point where I almost feel like the reactions are intentionally overblown in hopes that they go viral. I don't even feel like they're genuine reactions anymore. So it's actually really annoying, but it is what it is. What are you going to do? But yeah, he's hurt. He's hurt. Or the way he's holding that right hand, I think he might have an injury. Or the way he's walking on that left leg, I think he might have blown out his knee. I'm tired of the injury speculation. I'm tired of the overtop reactions that I don't feel like are even accurate. Like, if I knew they were genuine, I would love them. But at this point, does anyone else feel like they're forced and they're not real? Like, it's almost like he's putting on a show. And he does the same thing every time. That's Rogan. That's Rogan. Actually, you know what? This is me every time someone calls Joe Rogan motivational. Actually, that actually hurt my eyes. I was straining my eyes too much there on my Joe Rogan reaction impression. Now I'm talking like an idiot. Okay. I'm still devastated. I fell asleep. Oh, that's the worst, my friend. That's the worst. What's up, Kyle? Again, thank you, Jacob, for the super chat. He's hurt. He's hurt. He's in real trouble here. She's in real trouble here. Submission that isn't even close. She's in real trouble here. I think Glover took way too much damage in their first fight. Yuri might finish him off quick this time. Glover's taken a lot of damage over the course of his career. Hey, Joey, what is your MMA training experience? Just curious. Outside of wearing the Venom kit, that's about all my training experience. When you wear a Venom kit, you're basically a black belt elite in everything. The way he's throwing his arm is broken. Yeah, he's not throwing that right hand. Throws the right hand. But he's throwing it, though, and then I'll say that right afterwards. Bro got Rose Namajunas pound for pound? Probably. Joey, do you remember when Joe Hogan guy, the Brazilian crazy BJJ coach? Oh, God. No, I do not. I don't know what you're talking about. Glover aged like 5 years from that fight. Glover's taken a lot of damage over the course of his last few fights, to be honest. Chandler is like the Jose Aldo. In that he's a fast twitch muscle fiber guy, explosive AF, but he's not the same in round 3 as he is in round 1. Couldn't have said it better myself, NKS. Joe's doing it because he wants to. He loses money doing it at this point, so that's why I think the effort has gone away. Could be very true. Could be very true. He's rich. I don't blame him. What's up, Evic? Thug Rose fanboy. When Rose thought she was styling one of spars, they're happy they took her belt. Coaches made it look way more cringe too. Yeah, I was really happy they took her belt. She deserved to pay for that. Venom kit makes you a very elite fighter. Yeah, add the Rock shoes to that. And you throw on the Rock custom shoes with the Brahma Bull logo on the side, and you're basically a championship level UFC fighter. I mean, there's no getting past that. Nobody will ever try to rob you. Why don't you train, Joey, if you are so interested in MMA? I couldn't wait to start training when I fell in love with the sport. Honestly, just really time. I really don't have time to. So maybe something I could do in the future. But what am I going to do? Start sparring and taking brain damage? You know, maybe jiu-jitsu. I would do jiu-jitsu or wrestling. Wrestling. I'm just gonna become a WWE wrestler. Why don't I? Well, imagine I just kept this channel and I became a WWE wrestler at the same time. Hell, I just got to grow the channel big enough. WWE is desperate now. They just take YouTubers as wrestlers now. So from what I understand. Oh God, that's a tight. He's gonna tap. Proceeds to get out of it. Yes. Love Rose, but yes, Carla is the champ for a reason. But if I had the choice, that belt is vacated. Yeah. It was embarrassing. Embarrassing performance for sure. I honestly think he could wrestle Poirier for 3. He's done it before, obviously, against lower level guys. I could see it camping in half guard. I don't remember him ever doing it for 3 rounds, just grappling someone. Anyone else hoping Carla will retire after she loses? I'm hoping she'll retire before she loses. I'd rather Frankie Edgar stay around for another 15 years than watch Carla Esparza fight one more time. What's up, Joey? Imagine if Alex dominates middleweight with his concrete hands. That'd be crazy. He does have brutal knockout power. Brutal knockout power. Cringiest slogan in MMA, see you at the top. Yeah, it's kind of corny for sure. There's other ones though, but I can't think of it. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But there are other ones. Not gonna lie, I hope Mackenzie Dern career takes a downturn so we get an OnlyFans simping for Dern. All right, WWE with the fat stacks of cash. Goat, hey, what's up, Tommy? I was a wrestler in high school, but I hate wrestling. Training makes things a job. There you go. When I just want to drink and watch some guys fight in a cage. There you go. Honest answer only, which UFC fighter could you take on? I don't know. Retired, but I'd definitely take on Ben Askren in the striking department. I would be confident I could KO Ben Askren. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. They'd all take me down and submit me. I'm the best. Cringe Rose. Yes. Joey, what do you think about Rose saying she got what she needed from the Carla fight? I don't know what. There was no fight, so I don't know what she's referring to. There really was no fight in that one. I mean, that was straight up garbage. Somebody commented the other day. Let me see if I can find it. I got a hilarious comment the other day. I'll shout this guy out. Let me take a look and see if I can find it. I remember a word in it, so I can search that word, I think. This shit was funny as hell. Carla slander was wonderful. 10 days ago. Yeah, the Carla slander was pretty good, I think. So there you go. I never seen these. There's the people commenting and arguing about my channel. I never even saw those, but okay. Guys, do me a favor. If you haven't liked the stream already, like the stream, share the stream. We're 40 minutes in. We're gonna hang around for a bit. So like the stream. We get more people in here. We're gonna hang around for a while. Patty Mills, thank you again. This super chat is still just hanging around. Joey's big time now. Thank you, Patty, again. All right, where was I at? Joey, okay, read that. If Alex KO's Izzy, his power is certified legendary and maybe the best in the division all time. Probably. Did you ever end up going to that Covington meetup? No, I didn't. Izzy looked terrified of Alex at the presser. I mean, I don't know about all that, but I wasn't watching, so I just listened. I think Izzy's gonna have something up his sleeve for Alex. Yeah, I mean he outstruck him in both their previous kickboxing matches, and he's only gotten better. And Pereira's gotten better, fair enough, but yeah, Izzy's gonna win this unless he gets clipped. Were you excited for Romero Izzy? I was so excited. I was like crazy excited for that one. The fight was garbage. I was pissed. I wish you live streamed back then. I'm sure you were pissed. I was livid. And it made it even worse seeing how good Weili Joanna Jędrzejczyk was. Izzy's going to sleep. We'll see. I'm not with you on that one, but maybe. Apparently, Izzy Bud hit a fire hydrant before the presser started. Might be why he was quiet for sure. That's crazy. His bus. That is wild. Thoughts on Carrie Lake? Is she hot? I'm not sure who that is. But none of the fighters are really particularly hot, in my opinion. That's why I always say the chat has to answer. I think it's one of those things where you kind of zoom in a bit. Okay, well, she looks good compared to the rest of the MMA fighters. But then you look at her, you're like, no. Izzy's going to lose. That's a lock. He looked so scared tonight. Didn't even want to look at Alex. He's not scared. Come on. No matter what you say, he's not scared. People forget what Izzy does to people. That is very true. What's up, Niles? How would Pereira do against Jan? I probably spelled both their names wrong. Pereira would get wrecked by Jan and out-grappled. Would get brutalized. We see early stoppages a lot, but rarely bad calls on taps. Could the forearm choke on Madsen be a bad stoppage? I don't remember. I'm trying to think what you're talking about. Didn't he get rear naked choked? So I'm confused. But yeah, we don't really see too many bad calls on tap. There has been a couple, but not many recently. Mackenzie Dern's a snack. Okay. Who take it? Daniel Hooker versus Anthony Ferguson. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is either. Smash the like button. Yes, smash the like button. Guys, there's over 70 people in here. There's 24 likes. Joe, I know you're on the fence of accusing someone of roids, but Izzy seems super confident. He specifically said, if you look at my body, you'll see the work. Plus, he has gyno. Where there's no proof of him having gyno for this camp. People are looking at a picture that is 20 feet away, and he's flexing as hard as he can, and he's hunched over and saying, "Oh, this is definitely gyno." Now, if there is gyno and that shows up, okay, fair enough. But this picture evidence is absolutely horseshit, and anyone that's saying he has gyno for sure, based off that one picture. If there's more pictures, fair enough. Okay, if there's more pictures, fair enough. Off that one picture of him flexing in the gym with two other guys, they just want to think he has gyno. That's it. That picture proves absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the people saying that picture proves that he has gyno are an Israel Adesanya hater. That's what I think. Or they're just being, they're just seeing people talk about it online, and then they're saying, oh, well, they said it, so it must be true. If there's any other pictures, I would love to see them. But based off that one picture in the gym where this picture's taken 20 foot away and he's flexing as hard as he can, and they're saying, oh, well, look at this. If you zoom in from 45 feet away, look at the nipple. It looks like he has gyno. That's horseshit to me. That's a non-statement. It's absolutely meaningless. And I'm not some Izzy lover, okay? Well, Joey, if you end up going back and watching the presser, watch how Izzy avoided all eye contact. John Jones does that all the time, and he's never scared either. Some guys do that. There was a forearm choke on Madsen, and it looked like he tapped literally 40 seconds before the actual finish. I'll have to go back and rewatch that. I don't remember it. Madsen I do remember that now. I do remember that. He had like a faint tap. I do remember that now. I forgot about that. And then they end up continuing going. Yeah. Madsen had given up and was looking for a way out, and that's facts. Nunes Pena vibes. Yeah, maybe so. Anthony Ferguson, I've never heard of Anthony Ferguson. So I don't know if you're messing up names. You're thinking of Anthony Pettis or Tony Ferguson. Oh, I'm dumb. I know what you mean now. You mean Tony Ferguson. Nobody calls him Anthony Ferguson. Dan Hooker would win that fight at this point. Would Prime Lyoto Machida fare well in today's middleweight division or light heavyweight division? Today's middleweight division, I think he would do very well. Prime. That is gyno, bud. You're in one picture. based off one picture, no, dude, no, absolutely not. Um, Absolutely not. We'll see what it looks like at the weigh-ins. That's what I'll say. We'll readjust, we'll reevaluate at the weigh-ins. But basing it off one Instagram picture of 20 foot away, him flexing as hard as he can, saying he has gyno is absolutely horseshit, and there's zero evidence in that suggests that he does. So acting like a guy's presence isn't even in the room, it's my games. Izzy isn't scared. I mean, if Izzy was scared, Izzy's been super active. He didn't have to take this fight right now. He could have put it off till next year. Dude's been very active. Fought in July, fought in February. Fought, when did he fight last year? Was it June of last year? I can't remember. But you get the point. One thing I will say, though, is thumbnails and new pics, he's always hiding it with his arms or her title. If he's doing a photo shoot, well, the weigh-ins, he's not going to be able to hide it, dude. So I think you're reading into it too much. But also, I'm so tired of people diagnosing PEDs off of Instagram pictures. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing in MMA. There may very well be a lot of people on PEDs, okay? We can't diagnose them off of Instagram pictures, okay? And especially not one picture that's zoomed out 30 feet, okay? And there's plenty of people that physiques and their pecs look suspicious. Song Yadong had one that looked a little bit suspicious. Nobody said a word. It's because Izzy's champ. That's why it's a constant thing. It's the constant thing. So it's a little bit weird that based off one picture. I'm gonna go take a look on his. It's on his Instagram, isn't it? Let's go take a look. Oh, because he's got his hands up. They look exactly the same. There's a video on his thing from 3 days ago. I don't know how old it is. I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't even think it's there. I don't know how old this video is. There's a video literally of his pecs from 3 days ago on his Instagram. There's pictures of his physique literally from October 11th. Photo shoot, October 11th. Again, I don't know when these pictures were taken, but oh yeah, there's plenty of gyno there. This is October 11th. October 11th. Yeah, he's really hiding it. He's really hiding those tits. He's really hiding them right there. Again, I don't know when this picture was taken. But how come we're pointing at some picture where he's flexing and we're not pointing at a picture that's literally just posted? There's plenty of pictures of him flexing and it's not there. Okay? I think this is just a grasp at horse shit. And he may very well be on PEDs. But constantly saying, oh, it looks like he has a titty here. Don't get me wrong. It's super suspicious. Okay? I'm with you. The initial thing was very suspicious. But the fact that every little picture from 20 foot away on Instagram were saying, oh, this guy's got gyno again. And what's going to happen is, and I'm telling you, here's exactly, I want you guys to mark this down. Somebody timestamp this, clip this, remember this clip, okay? If Israel Adesanya goes out there and beats the brakes off of Alex Pereira, wins a decision or finishes him via TKO, outclasses him in any manner, what everyone is going to say is, well, his gyno was back, so he must have been on PEDs. That's the only reason he won. Because people are very high on Alex Pereira, and they don't like Izzy, so they're saying Alex Pereira is going to be the guy to beat Izzy. And instead of just admitting they're wrong and saying, you know what, I picked the wrong fighter. I picked Charles Oliveira, I was dead wrong. You picked Alex Pereira, you were wrong. They're going to say, nah, Pereira would have won. I would have been right if it wasn't for that titty of Israel Adesanya's. If he wouldn't have had that titty, Alex Pereira would have won. I'm telling you, young whippersnappers. That's what it's going to be. Adesanya's on PEDs. That's the only reason my prediction was wrong. And people are going to use that as an excuse because they're very, very high on Alex Pereira. A lot of people are picking him. A lot of people are saying Pereira's going to knock him out again, which I think is a reasonable take to have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's not reasonable. It's very reasonable. But then when Izzy wins, if he does win, the gyno is going to be the excuse, and the gyno doesn't even exist as I've seen right now. So if there's more evidence, I'd love to see it. Someone can point it out. But as of right now, I don't see the evidence. It just doesn't exist. And he may very well be on PEDs. I would not be shocked if he's on PEDs. I bet saying Izzy's juice makes them feel a lot better about themselves. He has to be on steroids to be that good. Even if he had gyno, it doesn't mean he's using PEDs. Hormones are imbalanced. I'm with you on that one, man. You can't diagnose someone a PED use off of Instagram photos. One thing I will say though, okay, read that. Someone's saying, is he scared? What is you talking about, man? There you go. If Chandler wrestle F's Dustin, I'll drink myself to sleep. Not going to happen, bro, so don't worry about it. Not much to talk about with the press conference. It was worse even than expected. It was about what I expected. Everyone in the UFC is like a tough guy in their own tones. The alphas, no one is scared of no one. It's upper ranks anyways. I agree. I never took any supplements, but I had bad acne and a little fat around my chest. Can't always tell by someone's looks. There you go. Thomas Kane filling us in. Joey, do you follow the UFC on Instagram? I'm so annoyed. Michael Chandler KO. They won't stop posting it. That is super annoying. Haha. Okay, bud. Okay. His response to these accusations is very sus, though. He really said they might hold his medical results to keep people guessing about the gyno shit. Not saying he's on something, but damn, that's weird. I mean, it is what I don't think it's that weird, but I haven't seen the exact reaction. I mean, I wouldn't release my medical records for people suggesting that I'm on PEDs. I would just let them suggest. I wouldn't give two shits if I wasn't on PEDs. I'd just say I'm not on PEDs. People can suggest what they want. I'm tested by USADA. Not that that means a whole lot nowadays, but you get the point. That's what I would say. Who do you think would have won Randy Couture versus Fedor? Or maybe that's before your time. It's before my time. Well, based on my knowledge of him, I would have picked Fedor. I heard Izzy doesn't even know how to use steroids or shit like that. Okay. People seem to forget that marijuana causes gyno in like 70% of people that use it often. I did not know that, but I'm sure there's plenty of causes of it. The UFC versus Pride, the UFC was going to send Brock versus Fedor. I mean, I remember them talking about that for a while. I don't know about that, speaking from experience. Been waiting for Islam to win before everyone had something to say. Yeah, pretty soon they'll be saying Islam's on PEDs. Mr. Joe, what mean juice like orange juice? I don't know what that question means. Islam Makhachev versus, okay. I feel like Chandler will wrestle this fight and win. I have a hard time believing that Michael Chandler is going to go out there and wrestle. It's just not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. He's never done it throughout his career. Maybe I'm forgetting a fight, but he's never really done it throughout the course of his career. You think all of a sudden he's going to start now? No, it's not going to happen. Is Islam Makhachev, okay, read that. Izzy got more gyno than my ex-girlfriend. Okay, were you a fan of the TRT air? No. Gyno is rarely caused by weed. I'm not sure, but either way, I'm not even sure that he has gyno. But Joe, you already know that most of the people on the internet make excuses if their fighter they hate wins by decision. That is true, instead of just accepting it. Watch more dates, more plates. Dude, it doesn't matter what kind of expertise that guy has. It's pure speculation. It is pure speculation based on photos. You guys you have to stop treating these people like they're 100% in the know when they're literally speculating off of Instagram photos, okay? It is interesting. Is his knowledge probably very good with PED usage? Yes. We cannot diagnose people of PED usage off of Instagram photos. And there's a reason that he never concretely says, yeah, they're definitely using PEDs. You will never hear him say that. You know why? Because he doesn't know. He just uses it for content. And while it can be interesting, it really doesn't mean jack shit. All right? 70%. Why does like 40% have UFC have Gump though? I don't know. You're a moron if you don't think he's on PEDs. Have you ever known anyone who got a breast on one side and the only guy you know is a professional athlete? I don't know. Song Yadong had one too, so I guess we'll have to discuss him too. The height of self-delusion, what is making you deny it? The height of self-delusion. I don't know, dude. You're diagnosing a guy of using PEDs when you have never met the guy in your entire life, you've never even seen him in your entire life, and you're looking at his Instagram. You're looking at his Instagram to diagnose him of using a banned substance. When I am sure you're telling me there's never been a reason that someone has gotten gyno other than PEDs, you don't know because you're not an expert on it. And I don't know either. Okay? We can't diagnose people off of Instagram photos. It's the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my entire life. Dumbest argument ever. What do you mean Izzy's on the juice like orange juice? No, people are saying because he has gyno, which isn't even proven. A picture from October 11th says that he doesn't have gyno. People are just saying, oh, well, he looks like he kind of has it in this photo that's zoomed out from 50 feet away when he's hunched over flexing as hard as he possibly can. He must have gyno. Why would you consider weed as any type of unfair PD? No. Why did they have the presser on a Wednesday instead of a Thursday? I have no idea. I don't know. I did not look into that. So I actually do not know. Pretty sure they test for that stuff, guys. There's more sus person is like Costa get tested more, and all the talk to UFC would test Izzy. I'm sure he gets tested. Now that doesn't mean that's not foolproof. But come on, guys. Just to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if Alex is on them as well as kickboxing. He's known to have cheaters, jiu-jitsu. Exactly. If you ever put a needle in your ass, I don't care about your opinion about who's on PEDs. Ha ha ha. Not you, Joey. There you go. Look at the Costa fight. Yeah, Costa looks like he might be on PEDs too. But we can't diagnose him just off pictures. I'll say this, Michael Chandler. What was that? I'll say this, Michael Chandler will never get subbed in his career. I'm not even against Islam in Abu Dhabi. I'll say this, Michael Chandler will never get subbed. We'll see if he ever fights him. Bro, 90% of the UFC roster's on gear. His boob always comes back when he faces a Brazilian. But it's not back, according to pictures from October 11th. Yuri's tested enough for the whole roster. Look, what you guys don't realize about Yuri getting tested, and I thought about making a video about this a while ago, but just hadn't had a chance. There has to be abnormalities in his urine or his blood that are making them test him in the capacity they are. They are finding something suspicious, but not illegal in his blood work or his urinalysis, okay? And that's the reason they are testing him as heavily as they are. There's no reason that they are just testing him that heavily, for no reason. There has to be a reason behind it. If you think the fight is clean, if you think they fight clean when they aren't of money on the line, such a high-level fight. Thoughts on Rogan saying that the definition of PEDs is vague and that sugar could be considered a PED. I don't take anything that Rogan says to the heart, so I don't use him as a source of valued information, so I can't really give you an opinion on that one. I mean, he has never failed a test from USADA. You can really say he's microdosing because he hasn't pulled out any fights. You never know. And literally, half the roster's probably on PEDs, and none of them have breast. Other than, maybe Adesanya once in a while and Song Yudong. So what does that mean? So you can't not be on PEDs? So if you're on PEDs, you automatically grow a breast is what I'm thinking? That's what I'm thinking. So what about all the people that are probably on PEDs that aren't? Guys, if you have not yet, do me a favor and like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, how is there 70? There's 73 people in here. There's 31 likes, guys. Like the stream. Send $50 super chats like Patty Mills. I want to see if someone's going to top him in this stream. Does somebody have the balls to top Patty Mills? That would be insanity. I might cry on stream if that happens. I already read that. If the winner of Dustin and Chandler get the next title shot, just burn the UFC down. I will be pissed. He first had Gyno in the Costa fight, then it magically disappeared, and now it's back. How do you know he just ain't got a swollen breast? Huh? Maybe he got punched in the breast and it's swollen. So, from what I understand, isn't Gyno hard to get rid of? So, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm an online doctor, okay? Because I'm not. I'm not an expert on PED use. I'm not an expert on medical conditions. I don't have my doctorate, okay? I'm not a nurse. I'm not a physician. I'm not a PED user. I don't go to Gold's Gym and shoot needles in guys' asses. So I don't know. So why do we act like Instagram pictures are definitive evidence of PED use? Okay? Do you think anything Dana says to Hart? No, I do not. Chandler Islam sounds like a banger fight. It would be a lot of fun, but not right now. Dariush is the true number one contender. How'd you feel when Nick Diaz was suspended for 5 years? It was absolutely egregious. The Nevada State Athletic Commission is garbage. Absolute garbage. I'll say this. Killershaw was on EPO and the UFC or side didn't catch him. The New York City Commission caught him. So most prior fights, he's on the gear. Now imagine the whole roster. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you guys are misunderstanding is you think I'm saying, this is what you think I'm saying. This is what some of you guys are hearing. You're hearing me say, Israel Adesanya definitely is not on PEDs. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, that's what you're hearing, but not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Instagram pictures where he may or may not have a breast that are 50 feet zoomed out, where he's flexing as hard as he can, is not indicative of definitive PED use. Okay? A swollen breast is not definitive of PED use. Okay? It's definitely suspicious, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, oh, I'm sure he's on PEDs, you know? The only person there was two people that I was sure was on PEDs. Alistair Overeem, when he came to the UFC, I knew for sure he was on PEDs. You just don't get that big. That's not natural. And he grew from like a welterweight to a heavyweight in his adult years. That's not normal. And then I was pretty sure TJ Dillashaw was on EPO because the stamina that he had was unreal. And that's why I've said it wouldn't surprise me if some of these other guys are on EPO as well. So I'm jealous of his success, and no one that have had more successful career enough to say he's on PEDs when he had Gyno. Okay. Jimmy the Drunk, thank you for the $2 super chat. Early lean Buckley or Curtis? I'm leaning Curtis. I think he has better striking. I think Buckley has more power, more variety of attack. But I think Curtis's boxing is underrated. And I think Curtis probably gets it done. But it's a tough matchup, don't get me wrong, because Buckley has a lot of power, and he's a very good striker as well. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well today. I am doing well, Sinister. Thank you for stopping by the live stream. I greatly appreciate you. A lot of UFC fighters are probably on PEDs. Exactly. Who do you think Ngannou next fight will be against? It has to be Johnny Bones Jones. John Jones, Francis Ngannou for the heavyweight title. That's what I need to see. I am dying to see that. I'm really dying to see that, guys. I need to see that fight. That's just one of the biggest fights the UFC can make. And I need to see it. I absolutely need to see it. And hopefully it happens next year. I'm really hopeful that it does. A lot of UFC fighters are probably on P. Okay, read that. Mr. Joey, can Izzy have a breast? I thought dude. I don't know, dude. It happens, I guess. Can't tarnish the man's rep saying Gyno when he was never caught. There you go. Innocent until proven guilty. There you go. Yeah, Buckley clearly lost versus Maivov and somehow still was impressive. Yeah, Maivov looked good in that fight. How do you think John looks after 3 years off? It's hard to say. Um, I'm very interested to see how he looks, though. But I think he's going to come back and look really good. That's what I'm going to say. I'm probably going to pick him. Uh, I'm probably going to pick him against Francis Ngannou. But it's hard. I mean, you never know. 3 years off, he could really, really, really look terrible. And he's coming back against a dangerous opponent. So, I don't know. We will see. Hopefully he's back this year or next year, early next year. But only time will tell. We may never see John Jones fight again. EPO in a nutshell increases the red blood cell count in your body. These cells are responsible for transferring oxygen to lungs, increasing your intake capacity, more cardio. Yep, that is EPO. And people think it's just for it's only for the for like the fight or something, but it helps you significantly in training as well. So you train more, you recover faster, and you might get a lot of benefits from that. Obviously, you do. That's why people do it. William Knight, a guy who looks the most roided, also has guy new tissue. If you look closely, he's the only other guy. Song Yadong as well. And I'm sure there's plenty others that people don't point out because they're not champion. Early prediction on Ngannou versus Jones. I got John Jones. I think he's just so well-rounded. And I think he gets it done. I just think he gets it done. I think he just uses his volume, outstrikes him. And that's my prediction. It's tough to say, though. That's a very tough fight to predict. A very tough fight to pick. Guy, I think Joey is sick of the PED discussion at this point. I mean, people are saying the same thing. They're diagnosing guys off Instagram photos. So it's actually it's really dumb, to be honest. But it is what it is. I'm here to answer questions. Continue to fill the chat with questions, guys. We're going to go for 2 hours since we started late today. And it's only 9 o'clock right now. So we're on here early, really. But typically we do the live chat at 6. It's hard to believe 281. It's hard to believe the year is almost over. Where the hell has the time gone? I mean, the time has gone by so fast. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how fast the time has gone by. So, for me, I'm excited for 281, but I'm also sad because the year is almost over, and that means we're close to that 3-week period with no MMA. I'm not looking forward to that. And then usually the end of the year is like the best time for MMA. Like 280, 281, and 282 are all great. 283 in January looks okay. 284, we still don't know what's going on with 284. We got some big fights on the horizon. So I'm hoping early 2023 is really solid. I hope we start rolling in with some fight announcements soon. But you never know. You never know. But I'm excited. At this point, I'm basically addicted to the YouTube channel. I'm addicted to growing the YouTube channel. And I'm really curious to see where we'll be the end of next year. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to getting to 10,000 subs, which is a very difficult task. But getting to 6,000 almost in less than 2 years, we're a year and a half. The channel's only been around for a year and a half. We're almost to 6,000 subs. That's insanity. That's straight up insanity, guys. So I'm super excited to see what the future holds for the channel. And I'm super excited for all the big fights that'll be coming up. You know, potentially Ngannou versus John Jones. Usman versus Edwards 3. Hopefully Hamzat versus Colby Covington. There's a lot of great fights coming up. Yuri versus Magomed Ankalaev if they both win at 282. And I'm sure there's other fights I'm not thinking of right off the top of my head. Maybe Sean O'Malley, Chito Vera too next year. Piotr Jan's next fight. Volkanovski versus Islam. Islam versus Rafael Fiziev potentially in the future. There's a lot of potential great fights coming up. And I'm really, really, really looking forward to them. Frank Yeager looks superb at 41. I picked Frank Yeager. I believe in Frank Yeager for this fight. Uh, Jones versus Ngannou is tough to pick. I don't know who I would pick. Yeah, I could see either one of those guys winning. Ngannou could just knock him out cold. Coming in 3 years off is craziness. Wonder what the odds would be because I take John at plus money any day of the week. Yeah, that would be very interesting. Channel anniversaries creeping around too. Yeah, it's April, so we're like a little less than half a year away, right? Yeah, it's about 6 months away from the 2-year anniversary of the channel. It feels like, time has flown by. It feels like I started this channel yesterday. I'm going to be honest, guys. And the fact that we've seen just continued growth is awesome. It's really awesome because some people don't see that. So I'm hyped. Yeah, that 3-week break is so trash. Didn't Pena take her belt in the last pay-per-view event? And the fight night, Lewis KO Dawkins. Yes, last year. Yes, you're right. I'd rather have a 3-week break than have shitty fight night cards. I'm going to be honest with you on that one. So, do you think Colby will ever fight some highly ranked or tough challenge? He has to eventually, right? So, laws of averages says that he has to. Chris Rock, Jones plus 130, Francis negative 150. You can look it up online. There you go. Little Seal answers your question. Most boring press conference of all time. That sucked. Yeah, I didn't think it was particularly eventful, but I'm not a real big fan of press conferences anyway. Benil is king. He should be number one contender. Sup, bro? What's up, Big Frag? I hope you're doing well. I feel like 2023 will be a great year for the UFC. I was saying that the other day. I think it will as well. Just thinking of all the upcoming fights. You got O'Malley in the title picture. You got the whole Henry Cejudo, Aljamain Sterling fight looming out there. You got Ngannou Jones looming out there. You got Islam versus all the lightweights looming out there. And hopefully he stays active. You got Hamzat versus Colby looming out there. You got Usman versus Edwards there. You got Yuri versus potentially Magomed Ankalaev if they both win their next fights. Bryce or Ilia Topuria is going to become a contender in the 45-pound division in December, with a win over one or the other, whoever wins that fight. There's a lot of intriguing matchups to look forward to, and I think 2023 is going to be a step up from 2022. But the UFC has its peaks and valleys. Sometimes it's I wouldn't say 2022 was as good as 2021, in my opinion. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in 2023. Will Colby ever fight in Brazil again? Probably not. What do you think the Islam big news is? Probably the Volk fight, honestly. Bryce got so mad at Joe for the flat earth thing. Salam, brother, I don't feel like buying this pay-per-view. Just saw who did Chandler beat again. If I do, would be to watch Dustin. Chandler beat Tony Ferguson. What was the best year in MMA? It's hard to say. 2016 was pretty good. 2021 was even pretty good. But it's hard to say. I can't think back and remember what fight was every year and all that good stuff. But I remember 2016 being pretty good. Yeah, but why'd you have to remind me of the Chandler front kick KO? The Chandler front kick KO was painful to watch. I was devastated for sure. I was devastated for sure. I mean, how do we have to see that? Why did we have to see that? It was really, really painful. Joey, I live in New York. Should I go to UFC 281? It's like 500 for half decent seats. I would. If I lived in New York, I'd go. I mean, it might end up being terrible, but it's going to be a great experience regardless. Just going there, and the energy of the crowd, the anticipation of the fights. I went to 244 in New York at Madison Square Garden, and I had a lot of fun. Mr. Joey, did you hear what Viana said about Colby? Why would he want that? I have no idea. Turn Tony into an old man. That does suck. Can you donate me 500? I cannot, my friend. I cannot. I cannot donate you 500. I'm hoping somebody donates me 500. That'd be my biggest donation ever. I'd probably fall out of my chair. If so, I'm going to wear an MMA Joey t-shirt. Yeah, if I'm spending 500, I'm just going there myself at this point. Sorry. Yeah, I think I might make it happen. Make it happen, bro. It's not, you know, you never know when it's. I mean, I guess they'll come back next November. Having some drinks at MSG. LOL. If I go, I'm gonna wear your MMA Joey t-shirt so you see me on TV. That'd be hilarious. I donate you 100, so I'm gonna get in there. Yeah, and Patty donated $50. Um, $50 earlier on the stream. And thank you, Sinister. I remember we were at like a post fight or something. You donated 100. I appreciate you, my friend. I really do. It means a lot. The fact that people are willing to send donations, support the channel, brings tears to my eyes. Literal tears to my eyes. T-shirt on point. One of my favorites right here. Sweet victory. Sweet victory right there. 500 doesn't even get good tickets to Bellator. Me and my brother had tickets for Tony Habib before Corona ruined it all. I think it does. Let me see how much I paid. I'll tell you. When I went to 244, I'll tell you. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I have a picture. I have a picture here somewhere. Let's see. I think I bought my tickets in August of 2019. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so I bought 4 tickets. I bought 4 tickets. And I had good seats. And I paid $2,278. So what's that? $2,278. That's including fees and everything. $2,278 divided by 4. So I paid $569 and I had pretty good seats. So just for those who don't believe me, here you go. You can see the picture evidence right here. My email that I had. If it ever zooms in. There you go. And then I'll show you a picture of my seats. 2019, November of 2019. I got to get to. November of 2019. My seats were pretty solid. These are my seats for about that price. Not too shabby, I don't think. So, do you ever watch boxing fights? On very rare occasion. When is your B-day? I'll tell you in the Discord, but it's coming up very soon. I'll tell you in the Discord. Josh Fabia emoji. Chasing suspect live on ABC News. Okay. Joe, if your wife told you to stop watching MMA, otherwise you'll get a divorce, what are you going to do? I am definitely getting a divorce for sure. Because first off, I'm not stopping watching MMA. Second off, if you're with someone who doesn't want you to do the things you enjoy, then they're just a bad person. So why would you want to be with them? So there's a little wise words of advice. I just had a mini heart attack. I hope you're okay, little seal. We have right now floor tickets to Bellator Section 4 and got to pay flight. Well, I hope they're good. I hope they're good. What, you going to the November 18th event? I'm assuming. That's actually good. That's actually a very good event. I'm looking forward to that. Ottman versus Favola and Carolina versus Gomez. Who do you got in both fights? I'm going Ottman as Itar. I think he's had a long layoff, but I think he's a much better striker than Favola. But I am a little bit nervous with the layoff. And I'm leaning Carolina, but she looked like shit outside of her last performance. Like, she looked good in her last performance, if I'm remembering correctly. So I might go Gomez, but I got to think about that one a little bit more. I'm going to decide my full picks, and we're going to talk about it on Friday when I do the pre-fight stream. So, but they're my early leans right there. I'm almost definitely going Ottman. Like, I'm 95% sure I'm going Ottman. That's not going to change. But the Carolina versus Juarez Gomez, or whatever the heck her name is, I'm 50-50 on that. I gotta dig into that a little bit deeper. Because Carolina looked like she was basically time to retire, and then she had that good last performance. But what does that really mean? Do you think Islam has GOAT potential in MMA? For sure. For sure. Because the division just doesn't have, right now, doesn't have the opponent that I can really see beating him. Like, it's hard to imagine anyone beating him right now. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some interesting matchups, but a lot of them that I think would have the best chance are outside the top 10 right now. Like Sarukian, uh, Demir Magulov, Guram Kutaladze. Those types of guys making their way to the top are what interests me against Islam. But right now, you got Beneil. I think he beats Beneil, but I still want to see it, and I do think it's somewhat interesting. And I'm also very high on Rafael Fiziev. And if Fiziev can use his footwork and stop the takedowns, I think he would probably brutally finish Islam. But that's a big if. It's not easy to stuff those takedowns. Who will Beneil be fighting next? We don't know yet. I hope that he just sits out and waits for the winner of Volk versus Islam. That's what I think he deserves. And if it's going to happen in February, why not wait and he can fight next fall? Take some time off. What about Beneil? Okay, well, I just talked about that. So, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Beneil Dariush either fights Charles Oliveira or gets the next title shot and just kind of waits it out for the next title shot, because he really does deserve it. He really, truly does deserve it. And it's actually really sad that he's kind of getting skipped over, but I get it. You know, he's supposed to fight Islam. I wish we would have saw the Islam fight back in February of this year and ended up getting canceled, and we didn't get it. Who else in the division really? I mean, he said he'll fight anyone. Let me look up the rankings real quick. I mean, Beneil could fight the winner of Dustin versus Michael Chandler. I don't know why I called him Michael. That was weird. Or if Beneil wants to fight, first option, Charles Oliveira. Second option, Dustin or Chandler. Third option, Gaethje. Fourth option, Fiziev. If he wants to stay active, he can fight any of those guys in the meantime. And he already deserves a title shot, so a win over any of those guys should further cement that, and he gets a payday. But all those are very dangerous matchups. I don't know how much I like his chances against Dustin or Chandler. I definitely don't like his chances against Chandler because he's not going to be able to take him down. And I don't really like his chances against Poirier either. And Gaethje's not an easy matchup either. And I think Fiziev beats him. I'm confident Fiziev. I would pick Fiziev to beat him. So I kind of want to see. I want to see Beneil get the title shot, but at the same time, I don't want to see him sit out for a year. But if we're going to get the next lightweight title fight in February, we can hold off, we can wait, and then he can get the title shot in maybe May or something if Islam wants to stay active. And let's say he dominates Volkanovski, something along those lines, I think would be interesting. Fiziev to beat who? I don't know what that question is. I think Fiziev would have a chance to beat Islam. That's what you're asking. Fiziev versus Chandler. Who wins? I'd go Fiziev all day. Fiziev would chin Chandler. I'd be very, very confident in Fiziev. Joey, I have a feeling that Islam Magulov can KO Arman stiff with a high kick. Arman should have played the princess and wait for some loser in the division like other guys. Dude, Arman Sarukian, respect to him. Dude is taking the toughest fights imaginable. I'm really looking forward to that Arman Sarukian versus Demir Magulov. That's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, when a division's so stacked, a lot of these divisions, what you see is the contenders, you don't see them matched up with each other. And what happens is they just kind of let the up-and-comers fight the guys that are kind of hanging around for a bit, kind of stepping stones, gatekeepers, and make their way up the division. But because lightweight and bantamweight are so stacked, they're like, we're just going to let some of these when they're just going to let these guys fight it out, basically, and the contenders can just kill each other off. I don't understand how Justin versus Fiziev isn't scheduled. It's the perfect fight to make. It seems like Justin doesn't want that fight. I mean, he's about to go in witness protection with Colby Covington. That's the way I see it. Let's not forget Arman Sarukian. He is a big threat. Forget what the judges say. Yeah, I think he beat Mateus Gamrot, and I was pretty confident that he beat Mateus Gamrot. How'd you know when your girl was one? If this might, I will. Well, ask me in the Discord, my friend. Ask me in the Discord. Armin is still young too. Yes, he is. He's very young. How old is Armin? Isn't he? He's in his mid-20s, right? Isn't he like 25, 27 maybe? He is. Where's he's 26 years old. He probably got the best hairline in the UFC. Look at that thick hair. Look at that thick hair he's got. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a hell of a head of hair he's got on him. Holy shit. I'm thirsty. All right. All right, guys. Keep the questions coming. We're going to do probably about 2 hours. Probably going to get 2 hours today. I started late. And I wanted to do 2 hours today. UFC 281 fight week. UFC 281 fight week. Let me see something really quick. Whoa. That's crazy. Who do you think got the best tats in the UFC? None of them. All their tats are terrible. I think Ilya Taporia? Maybe. I don't know. Patty is close to his age. Why isn't he fighting killers? Because the UFC wants to build him into a star, and they know he needs a lot of time. Would you rather see Khabib versus Islam or Jones versus Francis? Khabib versus Islam. The story would be too good. Just finished up watching most of the prediction videos. Still have Weili versus Carla to watch, but I'll probably just skim through it to give you the view. We know who's winning that. I got Weili easily. Very true. Appreciate you watching the prediction videos. And guys, if you have not watched the prediction videos yet on the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I got an Israel Adesanya Alex Pereira prediction. Carlos Barza Weili Zhang prediction. Dustin Poirier versus Michael Chandler prediction. Frankie Edgar Chris Gutierrez prediction. Dan Hooker Claudio Puelli's prediction. Brad Riddell Hanato Moicano prediction. Dominic Reyes versus Ryan Spann prediction. And Aaron Blanchfield versus Molly McCann prediction. I also have, is UFC 281 worth your money? Top 3 reasons I love UFC 281. And top 3 reasons I hate UFC 281. And I think every prediction is going to go over 1,000. Let me take a look real quick. I believe so. I got to X out of this. Don't need this anymore. X out of this. Okay, somehow I ended up not on the right page. Okay, let me see if I need your guys' help. So I'm almost at 2,000 views on the main event prediction. I'm just barely under 1,000 views for Carlos Barza Weili Zhang. I'm almost at 2,000 views for Dustin versus Chandler. I'm about 800 views on Edgar versus Gutierrez. So if you guys could go check out Frankie Edgar, Chris Gutierrez prediction, get it over 1,000, I would appreciate it. Hooker versus Puelli's is at 2,000. Brad Riddell Hanato Moicano is about 900, so it should get there. It's only Wednesday. Reyes versus Spann, well over 1,000. My most viewed prediction for UFC 281 right now is Aaron Blanchfield, Molly McCann. What the hell is going on, guys? That one almost has 2,500 views right now. But guys, do me a favor, seriously. If you have not watched them yet, do me a favor and go watch them after this stream. You can go to my channel. The full playlist is on my channel. They're all still going right now. They're all still climbing. They're all still constantly getting views. But I would appreciate any boost you guys could help with the algorithm. Because I want to grow the channel. But thank you, Air Mamba, for watching the prediction videos. Dave Portnoy paid Dana to protect Patty. Maybe so. Now Magny has the better hairline. That is true. Magny probably has the best hairline in the UFC. I wish I had. Never mind. I'm not even going to say that. I don't want to wish that bad luck. Do you think Gaethje humbled Chandler? No. Are you confident in Silvina Gomez and Ottman? I'm confident in Ottman. I'm not sure I'm even picking Gomez yet. I'm 50-50 on that one, but I'm very confident in Ottman. In my opinion, Demir has the best hands at 55. He can stop Armin's takedown. I think he's a big threat to the belt. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be Demir has very good hands and very good striking. Armin's hands aren't that great, but he has very good kicks. There's a free meet and greet here for anyone in New York City. Francis at 42 Street, Dave and Buster's Friday, and Justin, I believe, 6 and Weird on Friday. Okay, thanks for the information. Sean, Izzy Pereira go the distance or nah? I am going no. It does not go the distance. The Molly McCann one did numbers probably because you dropped it first. I think the Dustin one or Izzy one will do the most views. We'll see. That's the one I first watched. Yeah, that's the first one I released. I released like 7 videos in like 24-hour period. It was insanity. Joey, if Moicano gets to finish Brad Riddell in the first round, I see the UFC firing him. I wouldn't be surprised either. I wouldn't be surprised either. Of the top 3 fights, which prediction are you most confident about? Gotta be Wei Li. Gotta be Wei Li Zhang. I would be shocked if she lost. And honestly, I'd be pissed if she lost as well. Is Gaethje not fighting because of the nose surgery? I don't know. I mean, that was months ago. So I'm sure he could get a fight on the books now. Maybe early next year. But who knows? He hasn't said that. So I'm not going to just assume it. You know, people keep saying Colby's not fighting because of legal issues, but he's never said that. So, my boy Joey, I'm cooking rice right now. Give the chat a like. Thank you, Fishin'. I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you, and thank you again. Yeah, guys, if you're in here and you have not liked the stream, like the stream. If you're watching this stream right now and you're not subscribed, subscribe right this very second. I'm trying to get to 6,000 before the end of the week. We're almost there. We're creeping there. We've gained a bunch in the last couple days. And we're going to do a bunch of streams for the rest of the week. We're going to stream tomorrow. We're going to stream Friday. And we're going to do a post-fight stream on Saturday. So I'm almost definitely not streaming the fights on Saturday. I just want to relax and watch a fight card for a change. But I'll be doing a post-fight afterwards. That's for the meet and greet. Appreciate you. I hope you have a good time, Sean. Gaethje doing the best to avoid Fiziev. He said he don't want to fight him. He said, I'm not going to be no stepping stone, which means he thinks he's going to lose. But Gaethje versus Fiziev is the only fight to make right now. Book it. Why not book it? I think it just makes too much sense, and it's such a fun matchup. It's such a fun matchup. So, who'd you pick in Ilya versus Evloev when they were scheduled to fight? I don't know who my early prediction was. But who would I lean? I'd probably lean Mavsar, but that's a close fight. That's a tough fight to pick. I was really looking forward to that. It was supposed to happen in January this year. But I probably would have went with Evloev, but that's a 50-50 fight. Do you think Pereira has good chances of being double champ by beating Izzy and Yuri? No. Nope. I think my lock of the card, even though I don't bet, are Carlos Huberg, Moicano, and Zhang Wei Li, the most confident picks. Yeah, I'm not picking Moicano, so I wouldn't be too confident in him, but I'm very confident in Wei Li. No one is number 1 contender at lightweight until they beat Charles Oliveira. I don't know about all that. I hate Chris Gutierrez's smile so much. That's a little strong, don't you think? But I haven't really paid too much close attention to it. But we'll see. Frankie Edgar can get it done. He can take care of that hate for you. He might be able to take care of that hate for you. Was Izzy wearing Crocs? How did nobody mention this? I just seen the clip of the stare down. I think Izzy's wearing Crocs. Izzy's wearing Crocs at the press conference and nobody mentioned this to me? Did nobody notice this? He's definitely winning, dude. You don't wear Crocs to a UFC press conference and then not win your fight, okay? I can't believe nobody mentioned that. Gaethje versus Beneil sounds better. I want to see Beneil versus Oliveira, to be quite honest. Do you think Evloev would have won with his striking or his wrestling? Probably his wrestling, but Topuria has very good jiu-jitsu. And I think he would have the advantage on the feet. But Evloev's striking has gotten so much better too. So that's such a tough fight to pick. Do you think Thiago Moises beats Guram Kutateladze at 283? I'm going with Kutateladze most likely. Thiago Moises, I mean, he's very good, but Guram, I'm very high on Guram. So I think Guram gets it done. Izzy's Crocs still look better than the Rock shoes? Definitely. There ain't nothing wrong with a pair of Crocs. He's got the white Crocs on. I can't believe no one mentioned it. Does he have like little accessories in there? I'm trying to look. Looks like he has some little accessories. How did nobody mention that to me? I'm just now seeing this. They might be custom Crocs for all I know. We noticed the Crocs that look stupid. Who would win Simon Merab rematch? Probably Merab. I think Merab would win. But it'd be interesting for sure. Merab should have won the first one, to be honest. Alex by second round KO and humps Izzy's lifeless corpse. I doubt he humps him at the end. I wear the fuzzy Crocs, comfy as hell. I used to have a pair. I'm definitely wearing Crocs. I got a couple pair of Crocs. They're mad comfortable. I've been wearing them for years. It's not like I wear them everywhere I go, but they're mad comfy. If you just need to jump outside real quick. So, if you just need to run outside real quick, you're like, oh, you know what? I'll throw on a pair of Crocs. So, oh, they shared the intro for. They shared the intro for. Let me actually watch this real quick. And I guess I can play it. Hold on. They shared the cold open for 281. I'm going to listen to it real quick. Let's see what it says. It's 3 minutes long. I'm watching the intro to 281. Dana White shared it on Twitter. It looks pretty good already. The Ron Perlman voiceover is pretty good. I wish I was going to this one. Izzy said he's gonna blow the roof off. They're gonna show the clip of him KOing. God, that flying knee over Andreas Michailidis is nasty. Oh, they're showing the Izzy highlights. The KO. Oh, they're showing the Sean Strickland KO. That was brutal. That left hook was nasty. Pereira really could win this, man. Pereira looks filthy scary. God, this is making me looking forward to it right now. I'm getting so excited. All right, I don't care about all this. I don't need to hear about Carla and Rose or Carla and Whaley. I have a red pair to throw on. A red pair of the Rock shoes or Crocs? Who would you pick in Bo Nickel versus Ikram Aliskerov if they fought now? I don't know. I'd probably pick Bo Nickel, probably. How many times have Izzy said he would blow the roof off? Remember when he said he's going to show up and show out against Cannonier? Dude's duped us far too many times. But this fight just seems like there's no way. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. I'm begging and pleading that it's not going to be bad. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Israel looks boring in all fights, running away. I think Pereira's going to force him. I think Pereira's going to move forward and force Adesanya to be exciting in this one. I find it hard to believe that this one's just going to be another boring one. I think it has a chance to. Don't get me wrong. But I just don't think Pereira is going to allow it. I think Pereira's going to move forward. Izzy's going to look to counter, and that's going to force Izzy to fight, and Izzy's going to have an exciting fight. It's going to be similar to, like the Robert Whittaker first fight, where Robert Whittaker really put the pressure on him. I think Pereira's not going to sit there and get jabbed and leg kicked and just sit there and just be like, okay. So that's why I think either Pereira or Izzy's getting slept in this fight, and that's why I don't think there's any way it's boring. But we'll find out. I think there is a chance, but okay, Crocs, and yeah, I watched a couple fight previews. I'm getting hyped. I'm very excited. After Saturday, we won't even be talking about Alex Pereira no more. That could very well be true. Alex style won't let the fight be bad. I agree 100%, Patty Mills. They might just feel each other out for 5 rounds. I hope not. I don't think so. I think Pereira's going to come forward with no respect for Izzy's power. He fought him twice before. Izzy didn't KO him, even though he hurt him badly in the second fight. Izzy hurt him badly. Almost finished him, I think, in the second round of the second fight. But Pereira's going to move forward and just look to land big shots. How would Gillespie versus Gamrot play out? Gillespie versus Gamrot, I don't know. I would almost favor Gillespie because of the gas tank. Gamrot was very tired after 1 round of extreme grappling in the Beneil fight. I mean, he wasn't exhausted, but Gillespie has an unreal gas tank. He's not going to push, clinch, or anything. Belts on the line, mate. He'll try to be safe, and he's going to be more. We'll see. I think he might mix in the clinch, honestly. I don't think he's going to shoot it on a takedown, but I think he might mix in the clinch. He's got good clinch, good knees in the clinch. I was kind of let down by 280. Hopefully this makes up for it. Yeah, also, 280 didn't feel the same because it was weird. It was during the middle of the day. I'm back. Welcome back, French fries. Gillespie got a fight. Fire shot. You're never going to see him fight. Izzy Pereira not to go the distance at even money seems like a value city. I'd take that bet all day long. No lie, I forgot Carla's champ. LOL, plus 300 is always good in that case. Yeah, Carla, worst champ in the UFC right now. The fact that at one point in time, we had Carla and Juliana Pena as champions was really, really upsetting. I can't wait. I swear I'll be so mad if somehow Carla beats Wei Li. I'll literally be livid. Is anyone even picking Carla? I don't think so. I don't think anyone's picking Carla. Why would you pick her? Carla has the worst skill set ever. I'm actually going to do a poll. Not in the chat, but on the channel. I mean, meaning to post some polls to see what people are thinking. Who wins at UFC 281? Esparza or Wei Li? Let's see. Oops. I'm doing a picture poll. There's Carla. And there's Wei Li. So there you go. Boom. I posted that on the community tab if anybody wants to go vote on it. I have a feeling it's going to be heavily lopsided towards Wei Li. I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be lopsided. If you could only watch Izzy, Alex, or Dustin Chandler, which are you? I got to pick Izzy, Alex for the title. Any chance Carla Wei Li looks like Carla Shanddown? I pray not. I pray to the MMA gods not. I don't think so. But if it gets to the later rounds, it could. But it won't look like that early. There's no way to look like that early. I don't understand why fighters like Colby, Gillespie, and Jorge are wasting their primes by not fighting. Yeah, Colby and Gillespie are just so inactive. Can you imagine Wei Li losing? That'd be the worst MMA loss ever. I'd be so pissed, and I'd never be able to look at Wei Li Zhang the same again. Would anyone ever be able to look at her the same again? I certainly wouldn't. Who's more dangerous for Islam, Chandler, or Beneil? I'm going to say Beneil. I think Chandler's too chinny and the cardio isn't there. But I mean, I don't know. The power of Chandler would probably be too much. Joe, you were at Kevin Lee Gillespie fight live. Yes, it was crazy. You heard the thud in the arena. Can you imagine Whaley losing? I don't want to. No point of that poll. We all know as far as they ain't got no chance. Very true. But I want to see what kind of lopsided that poll looks like. There's already quite a few votes in. Not a lot, but Whaley's at 100%. I'll be curious if anyone picks Carla on that. I'm gonna go rewatch Izzy versus Jarrett. Wish me luck. I might fall asleep. Good night, my friend. Who's more dangerous? I already read that. Chandler probably just because of the power and explosiveness. But I think Beneil has a better chance to win, if that makes sense. Whaley's going to be so much stronger than Carla. No way Carla is bull rushing her that easily. Yeah, and closing the distance, nah. Izzy Pereira is pure stand-up kickboxing with MMA gloves. Shit is not going the distance. We will see. We will see. I do not believe it goes the distance, but you never know. If Whaley loses, they re-sign and Maximoff. No, please no. Dustin gonna ride him like a horse. Put that hot sauce. My people's English gets infectious. Dustin's not gonna ride him like a horse. Dustin may KO him, but he ain't gonna ride him like a horse. What's up? Keep out. I hope you're doing well. Was Bisbing versus Hendo 2 a robbery? I don't know about a robbery, but I scored it for Hendo. She has to throw the right head kick. Waylay does. Joey, I thought your commentary during Jan versus O'Malley was pretty biased. All right, we'll keep thinking that. That's fine by me. I got Izzy by finish 3rd round TKO. Very similar to my prediction. I am taking Izzy by 4th round TKO. I don't think, if you look at this, and I know this was a different fight and he was grappling quite a bit. If you look at Alex Pereira striking in the 3rd round against Bruno Silva, if he ends up like that in the 3rd or 4th round against Izzy, Izzy will KO him badly. Badly. But you also have to take into account he was defending a lot of grappling in that fight, so it's hard to say. Joey, would you rather have Carla win or wear marijuana socks for a week? Marijuana socks for a week. I couldn't stomach watching Carla be champion any longer. And if she beat Wei Li and legitimized herself, no. That Bruno Silva fight was a bad look for Alex. Yeah, he was supposed to go out there and dominate that, and he didn't look too good, and it hasn't aged very well. I mean, Gerald Mershar beat him. A Maivol for Gastelum. That's a tough fight for Gastelum. I'm going to go probably Gastelum, but that's an early pick. I may change my mind by the time the fight comes around. But Maivol is very well-rounded and very good. But I still consider Gastelum one of the best in the division, even though he's ranked at like number 11 or 12 at this point. I thought Gastelum beat Jarrett Cannonier. So, and Gastelum's had some close fights where the fight hasn't gone his way and almost beat Izzy. And, there's a lot to like about Gastelum. In the middle of a hurricane, that sucks. This is like the Aljo fight after the Yan DQ. Everyone thought he had no chance, okay? Had no idea the presser was today, thought it was tomorrow. I think most people did. Who was your pick for best chin in the UFC? It's hard to say because a lot of the people you would say has the best chins, they don't really take a lot of shots. But I'll say John Jones, best chin in the UFC. Best chin in the UFC. He's taking some decent shots. But it's hard to say. Because a lot of people you would say, oh, this guy has a good chin. He hasn't necessarily taken a lot of shots. And then the people you want to say have good chins have taken a lot of shots, and you're like, oh, well, that chin's going to give out eventually. Like, I want to say Max Holloway has a good chin, but that chin is going to go away soon. Soon, So the best chins are the ones that don't take the shots on the chin, in my opinion. What was the most overrated fighter in the UFC? I've got Till. Till was definitely overrated. Connor's massively overrated as well. Max Holloway has an insane chin. Yeah, but for how long until that chin gives out? That chin is eventually going to give out. Carla trying to look sexy in heels, just her nose messed up. LOL. Okay. Max Holloway, I'd say Vettori. Vettori is like indestructible. He took some big shots to the body and the head from Paulo Costa, and wasn't even effective. Like really had no reaction to him. There's plenty of guys that have good chins, but I'll say John Jones. Islam versus Dustin or Chandler. Islam would wreck Dustin. Chandler would have a chance, but Chandler would probably lose. I could even see Islam knocking Chandler out on the feet, honestly. Chandler is very chinny. People forget that. And he doesn't have a good gas tank. He doesn't have a good gas tank at all. If Shavkat beats Jeff Neal, is he the next champ? It's tough to say, but I'm very high on Shavkat, so I'll say sure. But you don't know. I mean, you got Hamzat making his way up. Is he going to stay in the division? I definitely think Shavkat is a future title contender for sure. Do you think O'Malley versus Sandhagen would end in a close decision? No. I think Sandhagen would win. And I think it would be pretty clear, like the Jan fight was pretty clear. Derek, thank you for the $10 super chat. The donations have just been flowing in today. Can we get a scary story? Sure, we'll get a scary story. Carla Esparza versus Wei Li Zhang. Carla comes out and takes Wei Li Zhang down and controls her on the ground for 5 rounds and defends her women's strawweight title. And that's not where it ends, okay? The scary part of the story is she gets on the mic afterwards and she says, "Where you at, Rose? Where you at, Rose?" And she begs for the Rose Namajunas trilogy. And that's not the end. The UFC says, you know what? This makes a lot of sense. We got to finish it out. We need a trilogy. And they don't have a main event. And they do Carla Esparza versus Rose Namajunas 3 as a pay-per-view main event because they don't have anything else to put there. So there you go. That's your scary story. Carla Esparza beating Wei Li Zhang at 281 and then getting a main event slot against Rose Namajunas at a main event of a pay-per-view. Wow. I swear I'd skip that pay-per-view. I'm not even covering it on the channel. Jeez Louise, could you imagine? I'd be pissed. But thank you, Derek, for the $10 donation. I appreciate you guys very, very much. If you guys have not liked the stream yet, guys, like the stream. Like the stream. We're almost to 100 people in the chat right now. So like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and send donations for scary stories. That's basically what we do here. If Brad Riddell wins against Renato Moicano, who would you want to see him fight next? I wouldn't mind seeing him against Bobby Green. Maybe like I don't know. Let me look real quick. Who could we potentially see him against? What would be an interesting fight for Brad Riddell if he defeats Renato Moicano? Which I predicted him to beat Renato Moicano. So, if he beats him, if Brad Riddell beats him, he can fight Grant Dawson. I'd like to see him beat up Grant Dawson. I think that's the fight to make. There you go. Boom. Boom. What do you think is next for Izzy if he beats Alex? I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Maybe he can fight a Maivov if a Maivov beats Gastelum. Maybe Hamzat comes up to 85 and he fights Hamzat. There's not a lot of options right now. Joey has the best comedy. Scary story continued. Carla passes John Jones' title defense record. No. No, 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 no. Please, no. That's more than a scary story. I mean, that's horrific. That's horrific. I'd rather live in, the world of A Quiet Place, the movie The Quiet Place. I'd rather live in that world than live in a world where Carla beats Wei Li fights Rose Namajunas in a trilogy, and beats her on the main event of a pay-per-view, and then passes John Jones title defense. I need Carla to lose this fight. I've never needed a fighter to lose as much as Carla Esparza. That is absolutely terrifying. Would definitely jump in a wood chipper. Yeah. I mean, a wood chipper is less painful in my opinion, especially if you jump in legs first. I think that's better than the sequence of events that I just set in place for Carlos Esparza. Grant Dawson got ranked. Maybe he can just fight him. There you go. So we're on the same page. Why is Joe Rogan commentating less now? I just think because he's terrible. Basically, he's checked out. He doesn't want to do it. So that's why. I swear I said that before you. That's crazy. I did not see that message until just like 10 seconds before I read it. How would we fix the logjam at 45? Do Emmett versus Holloway and do Allen versus Yair. If Emmett beats Holloway, he earns a title shot. If Emmett loses to Holloway, the winner of Yair versus Allen fights Volk for the belt when he comes back down to 45. If Volk doesn't come back down to 45, he beats Islam, he stays at 55. You do the winner of both those fights versus each other for the belt. I think Izzy can outpoint Yuri for 5 rounds. I doubt it. I think Yuri smashes him badly. If any chick is going to cash it for us, it better be Molly. Molly ain't winning either. But maybe. Here's what they do. International Fight Week, Conor versus Tony, main event, Carla Rose 3 is co-main. Would you cover this card? And I wouldn't want to. Another scary story every Carla fight from here on out is Rose Carla 2 fight, and she ends up getting the decision every time and becomes the GOAT of the sport. Every time she just has a non-existing fight, and she wins via split decision every fight. That's horrific. I don't even want to think about that. That's one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. Joey, who do you think is getting Rob Font? Ricky Simone, Umar, or Adrian Yanez? I will say Rob Font. Who did I say? Does anyone who remember who I said in my bantamweight matchmaker video? I don't remember now. Let me take a look. I think I said Rob Font. Maybe. But it might be Umar. I like the idea of Umar. Let's see. No, Pedro Munoz. Ricky Simone, Pedro Munoz makes a lot of sense too. So I made an entire video on the bantamweight division. If you want to go check it out, it is on the channel. Can't wait. Me too. What intrigues you more, Hamzat, Usman, Edwards, or versus Izzy? Both of them are very intriguing, but I want to see Hamzat versus Usman. I don't get the hype behind Molly. It's all because she's associated with Patty Pimlet. That's why. That's the only reason there's hype. She's fought nothing but trash cans in her last 2 fights and got 2 knockout finishes. And end of story. Another scary story, Whaley comes out and gets injured in the first round of the fight. Oh my God, that'd be horrific. Who is your BMF, Joey? Nobody. Islam versus Volk or defend its title against lightweight contender. I kind of want to see Islam versus Beneil, but Volk has earned it, so Islam versus Volk. It's tough. So it's very tough to decide, what to do with the lightweight division because Volk does deserve it, but I would much prefer to see Islam versus Beneil, but Volk does deserve it, and that is a fun fight too. I think Volk has a chance, but I just rather Volk clean out the 45-pound division, and then we just have Islam versus a couple contenders at lightweight. Am I the only one heartbroken? Zubara to Hugov missed weight at 280? Probably. It didn't really bother me too much. It'll be okay when Blanchfield loses. She's young. I don't think Blanchfield is going to lose. Unless Molly clips her in the first round. But I really don't think that's super likely, to be honest. I don't think that's super likely. So, but maybe. I was shocked they even booked that fight. I thought they were going to baby Molly a little bit more. I thought they were going to baby her more, to be honest. So Islam will have two belts. Islam ain't going to get the 45-pound belt. Islam's fighting. He's defending the lightweight belt. He's fighting the lightweight belt. It has nothing to do with the featherweight belt. Even if he fights Volk, he can't win the featherweight belt fighting at lightweight. He would have to cut down to featherweight to win the second belt. Volk's the only one going for a second belt. Can't baby someone when they're already old. I guess it's now or never for Molly. So, I can't believe if she pulls it off, that's going to be really annoying too. God, that's really annoying. Imagine Molly wins, and even though it's a different division, Carla wins as well, and they do Molly McCann versus Carla Esparza at flyweight. Somehow Molly cuts down the extra 10 pounds. That'd be horrific. That's a horror story in itself. Can you imagine Carla Esparza and Molly McCann for a belt? I wouldn't know who to root for. I'd root for both of them to test positive for PEDs. Yeah, I'm saying if Molly gonna win, it's now or never. Agreed. Who do you want to win, Dustin or Chandler? I'll say Dustin. Mainly because I picked him, but I like Dustin more too. So I want Dustin to win. Who you got between Jan and Cejudo? I'll pick Jan over anybody in the bantamweight division. Who do you read that? I prefer Islam versus Beneil over Volk. Yeah, I'd prefer Volk just defend his belt at 45 and Islam defend his belt at 55 against 55 contenders. But I do admit that Volk does deserve it. Imagine Carla got flatline KO'd against Wei Lee. Oh, yeah, that'd be so satisfying. I'd be like this. I pull Joe Rogan. Now that Guram has been booked against Thiago Moises, who should Joel Alvarez fight next? Terrence McKinney. Let him fight Terrence McKinney. Something like that. I think that makes kind of sense. Were you heartbroken for Glover when he lost to Yuri? Honestly, I didn't even have any emotions because I was so just shocked in the fight and the momentum swings and the outcomes. I was so shocked that I didn't even really think, I'm sad for Glover. But yeah, I mean, that is sad. Glover's a good guy. Volk has been beaten fights in more inferior divisions when Beneil has been putting in work. Volk has defended his belt multiple times. He has 3 wins over Max Holloway. Give the guy some credit. Given every card has an injury, out of the 3 main cards, which would you have to pick to see an injury in? Oh my God, no, none. Do I get to pick which fighter has the injury? Can I pick which fighter has the injury? If that's the case, I pick the co-main, and I want Carla to have a blown out shoulder or something. Sorry, I don't want to wish injury on anyone though. Who do you think Justin should fight next? It has to be Rafael Fiziev. No answer other than Rafael Fiziev is suffice. That's what it needs to be. Who wins, John Jones or Stipe? Love your SpongeBob drip, by the way. Hardcore AF. Thank you, USA. I mean, everyone loves the SpongeBob drip, for real. I got to get me another one. I think John Jones wins. Stipe Miocic is too busy working for the fire department, answering the phones when anybody calls the fire department, and he's just checked out. He hasn't fought in 2 years. I know John Jones hasn't fought in years too, but Stipe got KO'd brutally in his last fight. I'm going John Jones all day. Glover lost about 12 years due to visa issues. Super sad. Also, Chan Sung Jung lost 4 years of his prime to mandatory military service. Yup, that is very unfortunate. I remember when Glover came to the UFC and beat the brakes off of Kyle Kingsbury. I think that was his UFC debut, if I'm not mistaken, or his second fight. I remember being like, holy shit, he beat the piss out of Kyle Kingsbury. Let me see if that was his UFC debut. I believe it was. It was UFC 146. He beat the living shit out of Kyle Kingsbury. Jeez, he retired pretty soon after that. He fought only 2 more times after that. Dude, Glover looked scary when he first showed up in the UFC. Looked straight up terrifying. Stipe is done retired unless he wants to continue ruining his legacy. He seems retired at this point. I don't know. I don't know. But I think he's just waiting for a title shot. He wants a title shot. Title shot or nothing. So maybe he'll get one, maybe he won't. But Stipe's done this. I mean, he lost to DC and he did deserve a title shot in this case. But he just waited it out for a title shot. That's what happened. That shirt's amazing. Common Joey W. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, USA. Says Joey's greater than Andrew. Okay. Whatever that means. But I'll take it. I'll take any compliments I can get. And now I got to sneeze. Whew. That was brutal. That was a nasty sneeze right there. That hurt. Lightweight division got some karma. Dustin saying he got to finish the guy. Chandler about to get another KO of the year. I think Dustin does finish him. Chandler's just chinny and he doesn't fight safe ever. He does not fight safe ever. I think Dustin finishes him. What about Charles versus Dariush? Who do you prefer in that fight? I think Charles wins, but I mean it's hard to count Dariush out after that Gamrot fight. So it'd be very interesting to see how Charles would come back. But I'd go Charles. I'd lean Charles. I think he has the better striking, and I don't know if Dariush has the grappling to take him down. But with Charles not being super defensively responsible and getting clipped a lot, I could see this being the beginning of the end of his demise. I have Islam Makhachev walkout hoodie. If I see him in Chicago and manage to get it signed, would you trade for the Habib autograph? Absolutely not. I'm never giving up my Habib autograph, dude. Just search one online. I'm sure you can find one that you can buy. It's probably $400 or $500, but I'm sure you can find another one. Do you think Nikita Krylov can be champion? Absolutely not. Main event prediction, Sean O'Malley by 7th round decision. Yeah. 50-43 somehow. Heavyweight is an odd place. So much less room for any air. A guy like Gaethje would be brain dead by now if he was a heavyweight. Very true. He would be brain dead. He's almost brain dead at lightweight, so he would definitely be brain dead at heavyweight. I have Islam. Okay, read that. Chandler is well capable if we shall see. We shall see. How much do you think Chandler's going to weigh on fight night? I don't know. Chandler will probably weigh, I'll say 180 on fight night. 180 on fight night. I think that's what will be going on. Chandler's huge. I mean, but he's jacked, but he is kind of short. So, I don't know. That's just a wild guess, honestly. 180. There you go. Who would you like to see Yo Alvarez fight next? I feel like I just answered this. I think I did Terrence McKinney. Let him fight Terrence McKinney. I think that'd be fun. How long have you been a UFC fan? About 12 years. You have an Habib autograph? Can we see it? It's downstairs. But yes, I do have an Habib autograph. I think Chandler needs to show his wrestling versus Dustin to make a statement to fight Islam. I think Chandler just needs a big, crazy, wild first-round knockout. And then get on the mic and call Islam out, and then maybe he can get it. But I don't want to see Beneil skipped over. But I think they would. Maybe Chandler gets chinned in this one, and then maybe McGregor will be enticed to take that fight. Now that I think about it, Esparza has a good chance but her stand-up is just, I don't know, man. I don't think she has a good chance unless it goes late. Unless the fight goes late. If Weili starts to get tired, Carla could out grapple her. But there you go. I don't know. I don't think the stand-up is just awful. I don't think she can win. If Chandler puts Poirier out cold, I'm going to be so sad. That would be crazy. Thoughts on Mike Pierce and Jim Miller? Are they Hall of Famers in your opinion? Both guys went on ridiculous runs that lasted a few years. Mike Pierce. Is he that guy that got submitted by Rousimar Paul Harris? No, he's not a Hall of Famer. I don't know. Jim Miller, maybe. It depends on who you think is a Hall of Famer. I mean, and what your definitions of who belongs. the UFC's kind of willy-nilly with it. It's whoever they like. So I'll say no, but who knows? Just watch the press conference. I like how Whaley got the most love from the fans. People love her. That is very true. I'm hoping for the winner of Dustin versus Michael to fight Benny. Wouldn't complain if Benny waits for a title shot, though. That wouldn't be bad if they did that. That wouldn't be too bad. Nice. Habib autographs are expensive. That they are. Can Puelles become a legitimate contender at lightweight if he beats Dan Hooker this weekend? His sub on Guida was sick. I mean, he could, but he doesn't become a legit contender with a win over Dan Hooker. But he kind of makes that stride towards that. Everyone got submitted by Paul Harris. What is that? Who we were talking about? I mean, who would call Mike Pierce a Hall of Famer? Let's see. Paul Harris was fun in the UFC. Yeah, that was his last fight. Dude has so many submissions. He has 19 wins, 16 of them are by submissions. I was sad to see him go, but he deserved to be cut. He's a piece of shit. I'm glad. Dude, he's on a massive losing streak, too, getting KO'd nonstop. He got KO'd in his last 3 fights. Then before that, he got a draw. Before that, he won by submission. And before that, he got KO'd again. And before that, KO'd again. So he's got KO'd at a 5 out of his last 7. Serves him right. But think about that. 19 wins, 16 by submission. That's crazy. How many times did Mike Pierce fight after that? He only fought 1 time. He was out for 2 years after that. Probably tore his knee up, honestly. Paula Harris was so much fun to watch in the UFC. I just wish he would have let those submissions go. Pierce was 11-3 in the UFC. Yeah, but he never fought anyone that good, dude. I mean, he fought Josh Koscheck when he's out of his prime and lost. Fought Johnny Hendricks and lost. Wasn't particularly ever exciting. He has no good wins. Fought John Finch, lost. Yeah, so he has no really solid wins, to be honest. Fighter, submission, and knockout of the year till now. I don't know. I can't think of all of them. I can't think of all of them right now. So, I'll say submission of the year has to be Yuri versus Glover. If winner of Poirier versus Chandler gets a title shot after Benny, before Benny, they're going to be complete bull. I agree. Leon Edwards got KO of the year so far, probably. I found Habib's autograph online with that picture you have, mate, and that setup is sick. They have another one. They got to have that one. They have one of Habib choking out Connor. Habib Nurmagomedov autograph. Let's see. Shopping. Let's see. Why can't I find the one? Go to sports. Let's see if they still have it before I even tell you. Go to Sports Integrity. I think it's on Sports Integrity. Go to Boxing UFC. UFC photos. X out. Sort by price high to low. And they have... No, they don't have it anymore. They just have the photo. They have some new Colby ones. Let's see. They don't have anything else. They used to have one of Habib choking out Connor on here. Date, new to old. They have Demetrius Mighty Mouse autograph. Imagine buying a Cynthia Calvillo autographed picture. Who would want that? They got some Colby Covingtons on here. I'm just sorting from new to old. They got some DC. They got some Dominic Reyes. Dustin Poirier. They have one of Habib. It's just a picture. Habib punching Connor in the face with like a jab. That's on there. You could probably get them to frame it and everything like the other ones they have. Apparently, we're going to hit 8 billion people on Earth this week. The current world population is 7.99 billion as of November 2022. Interesting fact. That's insanity. Chandler's KO over Tony was better than Leon Edwards' KO, in my opinion. What are your thoughts? It probably was, but just what was on the line for Edwards and the fact that he was losing badly, I think that makes it better. Joey, what if Alex wins? How can he beat grapplers if he's champion plus he's 35? He's not going to. He's going to lose the belt right away. Have you ever seen Chonin's submission of Anderson Silva? No, I have not. What website, please? Sportsintegrity.com. And go to UFC photos, and you can find one of a really high res one of Habib punching Conor. Do you think Azaitar is on the juice? No. I'm going to say no. Pereira can just fight Izzy at range and KO him? No. I think he's going to have to pressure him to land. Yeah, I see the punch autograph. I can't have Conor hanging. Conor's in the picture I have, too. Can Pereira beat Whitaker? I mean, he could, but I think it'd be very unlikely. I think it'd be very unlikely. I think it'd be very unlikely that he would. Okay, I'll YouTube that. Flying scissor heel hook, Anderson Silva. Guys, if you have any final questions, throw them in the chat. I'm going to check this out. Flying scissor. I don't know what it's called. Well, I'm sure it'll come up. Caught in flying scissor heel hook. I may have seen it before, but I don't remember it. Jeez, this is such low res, dude. How am I even supposed to see what's going on here? Okay, here we are. But yeah, if you guys have any final questions, throw it in the chat. Wraps up the leg out of nowhere, taps him immediately. That was pretty crazy. Probably losing the fight too, it looks like. He wraps up that submission so quick. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hard to believe. Hard to believe Anderson got submitted. Not now. Yeah, you can find the one of Conor getting choked out on eBay. On eBay as well. I don't see the one I have anywhere, though. He was getting dominated. What's more likely, Pereira beating Adesanya or Chandler beating Poirier? Chandler beating Poirier. I got a feeling the main event is going to be boring AF until Pereira lands a big punch. Could be. He was getting dominated. Who do you think Bilal should fight next to earn a title shot? Either Gilbert Burns or Khamzat Chimaev. No one at heavyweight ever calls out blades. That's for sure. I just saw Mike Tyson sign glove. I didn't know that was that cheap. My glove is framed in a box. There you go. I'm hyped with my Habib autograph. I'll never be getting ready my Habib autograph. It's my prized MMA possession. Let me X out all these tabs. I don't need any of these 20 million tabs open anymore. Yeah, but guys, we went 2 hours and 17 minutes today. I don't know what more you want from me. I have a bunch of UFC 281 predictions on the channel. Go check them out immediately following this stream. Watch every single one of them. Like every single one of them. Comment on every single one of them. And I think that pretty much does it. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll be streaming Friday. I'll be streaming a post-fight on Saturday. And I'm going to get out of here. So thank you guys again so much. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this stream before you go. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel and become a member, the link is in the description. You can join our members Discord where we discuss MMA just like this 24/7. All right, guys. I am out of here, and I'll leave you with this note. Joe Rogan is not motivational. I don't care what that guy from the chat the other day was saying. Good night, and I'll talk to you guys later.